Hi everybody, welcome back to our Turtly Cute Creations YouTube channel, or welcome to it if you are new. Today we're going to quickly talk about our new 5x7 template for the Thanksgiving holiday, and if you're in a pinch, how you can turn around and use this specific template to print on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock on your home printer in case you need something in a pinch and you don't have time to professionally have it printed. So let's go to our design. Here is our 5x7 card. Now these will print beautifully with a professional printer. They both have vibrant colors. This one has a nice parchment background. If it were me and I had time and I had planned everything out, which I don't always do, but if I was able to, I would definitely send this to a professional printer when it comes to like this particular background, just because browns are hard to print on printers at home, because most printers at home are not what they call full bleed. So when it comes to this particular design, I definitely would send this to a professional printer. This one also would go to a professional printer because of the way that it's sized. We have 3 templates here, and I'm going to show you the third one that is meant for dragging and dropping into printing, which is what this video is about. But this one also, if you want a white background with colored dice, this also one is sized to go to a professional printer. So let's go to the one that we are going to print at home. Now, first things first that I want you to know, on every one of these designs, the very first thing that you're going to do, whether you're going to send it off to print or print at home, obviously, you need to make sure the design is exactly the way you want it. Now, I create these based on what I think are really great questions or whatever, but it's not for everybody. So what a lot of you may know about us is in many of our templates, whether it's our pop by tags or something like that, we many times will put other taglines and other things in the notes section. So this template has a lot of stuff in the notes section. So we're only doing a 6 dice game so that you can easily give somebody just easy read postcard or card with 1 dice, and they can take it and have fun with their family. You may see ones that have 12 dice where they double up. It got too crowded on one page to do that. So I'm just doing a 6 dice game where you only have to buy dice and give everybody 1 die. So here's on the note section different questions that you can put on any one of these 6 slots if you don't like the questions that are here. Or you could do 2 cards and you could mix it up. And some people have 1 question card and some people have another. You could do it that way as well. But here's the list of different options that are not on this particular card. There's actually also a little section down here below that are very kids specific. Like if you had a pet turkey, what would you name it? So don't forget to look in our notes section on a lot of our templates because we do have stuff over there. Okay, so let's get to it. So when you are going to go to print, whether it's your home printer or professional printer, make sure everything is the way you want it. And then down at the bottom, make sure all of your headshot contact information is exactly the way that you want it. I'm not going to get into that today. I have a video in regards to how to change all of your personal contact information on our templates. So you can go back to the YouTube page and you can look for that. So what we're going to talk about today is these 2 are professional print templates. This one is not. Now here's what I want you to know. If you have kind of a keen eye, you'll notice that some of this is a little bit, see if you notice these leaves are bigger on this one than they are on this one. Same with the bottom. These are the same size as these, but they're different than this page. And the reason is these are 5x7 cards. But when you're going to print on an 8.5 by 11, what you're going to end up getting is you're going to end up getting a side that's 8.5, and then the top that's 5.5, and then the second one is 8.5 by 5.5, because you're doing what's called a 2-up template. So in order to drag and drop this design into the 2-up template that we have for an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper for you to print properly on your printer, we had to minimize a few of these designs so they wouldn't cut off at the edge and look kind kind of unprofessional and funky. So this one is specifically meant for the 2-up design that you're going to get with this particular set. So it's the same exact card as the ones above. It's with the white background. The reason we do the white background on home printing, it's so much easier when you're printing on white cardstock to have just a white background, because then people can't see improper cut lines and things like that. It just blends a lot better. So I try to tend to keep it with a white background in that circumstance. So again, make sure you change the questions the way you want them, keep them the same. Make sure you change all your contact information. Okay, so now you've got this. There's not much changing to do on these cards. It's really mostly your contact information and then maybe the questions. But if you want to do it quick, just change your contact information. You're ready to go. So let's say you are going to be home printing. Now, most of you should know that to print with Canva, there's a little button up here, print with Canva. You're going to want to, on this template, you're going to want to print on one side unless you choose to do a back. But I've only made fronts on these ones, so you know how to do that. Contact us if you don't. But this one we're going to save to desktop so that we can print from home. So you're going to do page 3. Page 3 is the one that has the design that will allow us to drag and drop into our, what I call our 2-up template. So here is the design. Let's say you've changed everything. It's perfect. It has all your contact information, and you're going to want to download your design now that you're ready to go. So you're going to download to a PNG. You don't want to download to a PDF because remember, you're going to drag and drop this up into another template. You're going to do your current page or page 3. You're going to download it. Most of my stuff goes to my desktop. We're going to wait for it to download, and then you will see it. Oh, it went to somewhere else. Okay, you're going to go to your desktop. Okay, now this design that you've edited is on your desktop. With this template, I have provided what they call a 2-up page. Now what this is as you will see, it's kind of hard to kind of go, but when you see how this at the top, this is 11, this is your 11.5 by sheet of paper, and this down, it goes all the way down to 8.5. So this is, you want to use like a bright white cardstock. I use Astrobyte 65-pound white bright cardstock for printing. It's beautiful. And if you have like a nice color printer, whether it's laser or inkjet, it should print beautifully. So here is your template. Now, don't make any changes. You want to leave these alone because I've got them kind of centered. So when they print, you'll have, this doesn't go exactly to 5.5 and this doesn't go to 5.5 where you're going to cut. The reason is if I drag and drop it and they're exactly the same, they're going to be too close together. And when you cut them, the design is going to have more white on this end than this end when you cut it in half. So you definitely want to have this and just leave it the way it is. So you're going to upload that design that I just showed you. So I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to look for your Gratitude Game white background print at home design. You could change the name if you want, but that's what I call it. Now, you want to make sure that you have selected which section you're going to do. See the purple lines going back and forth. So you're going to click the first one. You're going to take your design and you're going to drag it over. And then it literally fits right into this. Okay, and then you're going to do the second one. Same thing. Take the same one and drag it over. Okay, now you've got a 2-up on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Now here's what I want you to know. Because these were created to print as a 5 by 7, there's going to be a little bit of extra white possibly at the top and maybe on the edges that you may want to trim up, but it still is evenly laid out. So if you have time, you might want to trim a little bit off at the top, maybe a little bit off at the bottom, but if you don't have time, these cards should look perfectly fine by printing. Okay, so now you've got this. Now you want to save this to your desktop as a PDF. PDFs print the best on inkjet and laser printers. So you're going to go to share, you're going to go to download, you're going to go up here and you're going to say PDF print, best for printing. You are going to download it to your desktop or whatever file you want. You can rename this, because I have this as the half-page flyers. You can name it gratitude game cards or something like that. You're going to do it right here. And then it should pop up. It'll be on your desktop. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's go to this. Let it open right up. Sorry, here's the PDF that you want. And it's right here perfectly on your thing. Now, here's what I want you to know. When you are printing on your home printer, and you have this PDF that you want to print, you need to go, when you set your printer and go into your printer, and hopefully your printer has this easily, you select the printer you want, how many copies you want. I always do a test page. I don't print like 10 all at once. I print one first, make sure it's printing. You don't want to print on both sides. You want the orientation to be auto, or landscape, because that's how this is going to print, so you can cut it. Now, here's what's important. You need to make sure it's set to fit, because if you do actual size, it's going to cut off your leaves. You need to set it to fit inside. See this little perimeter, small little gray perimeter? That is going to be a little white edge around the edge of your PDF when you print it. If you do actual size, the leaves will go to the far edge and your printer will cut them off. So make sure you set to fit, and then you can go ahead and print. So that is our design. We hope that that you have enjoyed this video, that it's helpful to you, and that you are able to have a wonderful little pop by or giveaway at your gratitude or for the holidays for your clients. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful holiday.